Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we are back with a really interesting Twitch supplementary guide, and today we're going to be talking about the new way to build AP Twitch. So you can see it's really similar to our old build, but mainly with some minor differences being the boots and the runes. So I'm going to explain a little bit more why as we go along. So the first things first, we're going to start off with the Gluttonous Greaves. And what Gluttonous Greaves gives you is actually really interesting in this case, because aside from the normal AD and Omnivamp that it gives you, obviously this is an AP build. So this isn't not an AP item, it's an AD item. So mana is not really important for Twitch. You don't really need the mana boots. The AP you get from the mana boots is really good though, but the reason why we want to go for the Gluttonous Greaves is because the Nashor's Tooth and the Runan's Hurricane, they are adaptive items. So meaning that whatever boots you go for, it's going to determine what these two items give you. So for example, here we're going for the AD boots. This Nashor's Tooth is going to give you 30 AD, and this Hurricane is going to give you 20 AD. So you might be thinking, wait a minute, this is AP Twitch, why do we want it to give AD? Well, the main reason we want AD at the early game is AP Twitch kind of sucks until you get to like 3 items. So like when you have like Nashers and Runans as your first 2 items, you're going to be doing like almost no damage. You need to complete your 3rd item, which is going to be either your Riftmaker or your Death Cap as a 3rd item, which we used to go for Death Cap 3rd item because we needed the AP. And that's the point where you actually can do damage. So your early game is really weak. So by going for Gluttonous Greaves first, this is going to make these 2 items AD, which is then going to give you a lot stronger for early game. And then when you eventually get to your Riftmaker, when you complete the Riftmaker, in fact you don't even have to complete it. Here you get 35 AD. When you're building the Riftmaker, over here, you already have 35 AP. So when you build like the Fiendish Codex as well as building like a Amp Tome, it's already going to convert these 2 items into AP because you're already going to have more AP than AD here. So then it's going to give you AP, and then you're going to get to a point where you have 3 AP items, 1, 2, 3, and then you can take full advantage of AP Twitch. So of course, your Nashers and your Runans, you can swap positions. Like if you're into a lot of fights, you can go for Runans first to spread your poison more easily, and then into Nashers. But I find that majority of the time going for Nashers first makes a little bit more sense because it gives you more single target damage and just more stats overall compared to Runans. Whereas Runans gives you less stats, but it allows you to spread your poison more easily. Obviously, you have Riftmaker next, giving you the AP to convert them into AP items, giving you the Omnivamp, as well as the extra true damage. And then of course we go to Death Cap to of course increase our AP and also giving us a huge amount of AP. And finally, as your last item, we have Crown for the safety. Now if you don't need Crown or you don't want Crown, you want more damage, then Liandry is going to be the best item here because it combines together with Twitch's Poison to give you even more poison damage and just insane damage output from Liandry's. It used to be a core item in when you were building AP Twitch, but kind of not anymore because Crown is really good and this build order is just generally better. So for the runes is where our next big change comes in. It's going to be Kraken Slayer. So now, it's the same kind of logic. So Kraken Slayer is a very strong early game rune. It does skill into late game, but not very well. So the main point of Kraken Slayer is in lane, when you auto attack people, you're going to do a lot more damage when you proc your Kraken Slayer. You're going to just get off just a lot more damage in general, basically. So the main difference between going for this and going for other runes, like your other rune options are going to be Lethal Tempo and First Strike. So Lethal Tempo, you don't really need so much attack speed because you already have like 2 attack speed items and an attack speed rune. So Lethal Tempo is not really necessary. And for First Strike, yes, this is a really good rune, especially when you hit like 3 items. But again, the main point for AP Twitch is you want to survive up to the point you get your 3rd item. So First Strike is going to help you a lot, but by the time you reach 3 items, if you get fed, you can one-shot people anyway. So I think a lot more useful is to get you past the early game using your Kraken Slayer. So Kraken Slayer, I think, a really good item for Twitch here. Even on AD Twitch, I go for Kraken Slayer from time to time. So after that, of course, Brutal because you auto attack a lot, Giant Slayer because it does the most damage in this rune slot, and of course Alacrity, doubling down on the attack speed to get you 2 attack speed items and an attack speed rune. You already have Omnivamp from Greaves as well as Riftmaker, so you don't really need the Bloodline here. And finally, I go for Sudden Impact because Twitch obviously goes into stealth a lot, and whenever you come out of stealth, you're going to proc your Sudden Impact for both magic as well as physical penetration. And finally, I'm going to go for Flash and Ghost like 99% of the time for that extra mobility. You can go for Exhaust, if you prefer it or if you need it as well. But with all that said, let's move on to talking about the gameplay. Okay, so now we're hopping into the gameplay. So now, optimally for Twitch, you kind of want a good enchanter support that can protect you. Something like a Yumi or a Lulu, even like a Janna or Soraka kind of works as well. Here Nami is like okay, can kind of have some kind of enchanting capabilities, but not really the best. And engaged supports can work with Twitch if they they get you ahead and get you fed. But overall, Twitch just generally prefers enchanters. So here, Vayne kind of just walks a little bit too close, gets a ton of damage from us, and we are able to pop the E onto both Senna as well as Vayne to get a pretty good trade. Nami lost about half her HP, but Vayne lost a quarter and Senna lost a quarter as well, whereas I didn't really take any damage, so it's a really good trade overall. So, as I mentioned in my Twitch videos, just did a complete guide on him, just a couple of days ago, I believe at this point, maybe a week. Twitch does a lot of damage. He's one of the highest damage ADCs. However, in my opinion, I'm not sure if this is true, factually, but I think he is the squishiest ADC. At least based on my personal feeling, I think he's the squishiest ADC. Like, he dies so incredibly easily. So in lane, a lot of the times, even though you can output a lot of damage, you're going to take a lot more damage than you're outputting, and therefore you're going to, suffer. So here, the Senna gets caught, and I'm able to finish the Senna off. However, I'm not really going to be able to finish off Vayne, so I'm just going to do the intelligent thing and just walk away. So, yeah, what I was really saying here is that Twitch does a lot of damage, but he takes a lot of damage as well. So most of the time, this means you're not going to win a lot of 1v1s against other ADCs. So here, enemy jungle is in our jungle for some reason. We 3-man collapse on him, and he basically just dies. So not really a very good idea from him, especially since his support just died. So I'm not quite sure what the plan was there for him, but either way it works out for me and my team. So a quick kill and assist already within the first minute of the game, definitely the kind of direction you want to be going with Twitch. Now, as I said, Twitch in the early game is not exactly very strong. Now, I say not exactly because, as I mentioned, you don't really win 1v1s against other ADCs. However, if you can get quick trades, like, come out of stealth, you W auto and E them and get just a quick trade, that's going to chunk about half of their health. And if you manage to do this, like, you can, of course, then go for an all-in, and you can, of course, get fed. So another way is, of course, CC hits, something like this, and then you get a trade as well. So you can see here, I'm basically just chunking the Senna big time. Nami is getting focused instead of me, and this allows me to free fire on top of the Vayne, and of course you can see that allows me to then kill the Vayne. Senna is now the next target. I get the slow down with the W and I kill her. So another way that Twitch can snowball is, of course, your support simply snowballs the game for you. Nami got a huge 2-man bubble in this situation, and I was able to pick up 2 quick kills, and now I'm 3-0-1. So that's absolutely huge. Super duper fed. Of course, another reason why our early game is doing so well is because of the Kraken Slayer that I covered in the runes section, or in the loadout section of this video. The Kraken Slayer has such high value in the early game. You will realize that it's really hard to trade with Kraken Slayer ADCs, especially because you see Vayne has like Lethal Tempo, Senna has Glacial, so they cannot really compete with the Lethal Tempo. Not Lethal Tempo. They can't really compete with the Kraken Slayer damage. Like, the 3-hit Kraken Slayer auto does a lot of damage. Here I'm trying to stealth. I'm trying to find a chance to get a pick because I do have my ulti available, so does Nami, but unfortunately we don't really find an opportunity to go in either for an all-in or for a trade. So we're just going to have to go back to farming minions. Now, a very important thing to do as Twitch is to play around your Q cooldown, because even though the stealth section might not really be important, but the Q is important for 2 reasons. Firstly, as you guys can see here, with the stealth we are able to double stack really quickly, so we quickly manage to stack onto the Vayne and burst her down. Senna has to run away and she is untargetable, so we can't really hit her. Not untargetable, but she cannot be targeted by my auto attack, so we have to let her go. But secondly, it procs your sudden impact as well. So the combination of the sudden impact proc plus the actual fact that you can get double the stacks from your passive when you have your that ability up is huge. So here I'm really greedy for this plate. So I'm just gonna stealth in, attack the plate. I get rooted by Senna, and Vayne's now coming in, so I'm just gonna ghost away. Aatrox's coming in as well, but with the ghost I'm able to escape to safety. Now I did that because I'm really close to getting Nashor's Tooth, so I really wanted that 150 gold, and with this wave I believe I should have enough in terms of getting Nashor's Tooth, and I had to trade my ghost cooldown for that, but I think that's fine. Like, getting the ghost cooldown, trading the ghost cooldown for like 150 gold, I think it's alright, kind of worth in my opinion. So we do that, and now we're gonna just quickly, as you guys can see here, just quickly try to clear out this wave. and we do want to recall to get the Nash's Tooth. However, a fight breaks out here. We do proc the Kraken Slayer onto the Vayne right there. Now we're focusing Senna. You can see they're taking a lot of damage. We pop the E, and they both are taking a huge chunk of damage as well. We don't really have enough to go for the kill. So what we really did there is get a really good trade. They basically both have to back. They can't contest the wave at such low health. So they either have to back or wait under tower to collect the wave. And this also gives us enough pressure to then go and help out at the dragon. After this, we really badly need to reset. As I said, we really want to complete our Nashor's Tooth. At this point, we might even be able to get more than the Nashor's Tooth. So not quite. Actually, we do. We get a Nashor's Tooth and a dagger. So yeah, another 500 gold in the pocket. So here's where the AD from the boots, of course, come in. Where we're going to get AD from the Nashor's Tooth as well. And we're going to be able to use that to actually, of course, get off a snowball with the AD that we have. So here we come in with the ult. As you guys can see, we chunk Senna down to a large extent, and sometimes you don't really have to use your ult only to kill. One of the things about the ult here is you actually strike through enemies, so this allowed me to actually just clear the wave as well and get it in a good position for me, although I now am pushing it out to see what I can really do here. But yeah, sometimes you can just go in for with your ult for a really good trade. We can shove the enemies out of lane or relieve pressure on you. If you're stuck on the tower, because there Nami wasn't quite with me, so I was alone, and I didn't really want to get dived or take a lot of poke on the tower, so I just popped the ult to clear the wave as well as to get good damage onto Senna, and it kind of just works out. So here we stealth, but nothing too much happens again. Of course, you can't really get a good trade, or you can't really get something out of every single Q you use, but we get what we can. So in this case, we're just gonna farm up the minions, just get off a little bit of poke there onto the Vayne. Vayne is really chunked now with the combination of me and Nami's poke. So we are constantly getting a really good amount of pressure in this thing. We are very ahead, 4-0 and 1, so we do a lot of damage, so they have to really watch out. Here Senna and Vayne look like they're about to overextend, so here we focus the Vayne first. Obviously we just pop her immediately, and now we're going for the Senna. We just pop her as well. You can see that even though they're so close to the tower, the Vayne is really low, so she really cannot step out against Twitch, because Twitch just goes invis easily. I can easily just kill the Vayne there. You can see we basically just one-shot her, and now Senna is stuck without her ADC in no man's land, and she just ends up going down as well. And off of that, we actually take down the enemy tower. Unfortunately for us though, Malphite has already lost his tower to Renekton, so this isn't actually the first tower of the game. But we are able to get 2 more kills and pick up the tower as well. So taking a look at the goal, you can see we're almost at 8,000 gold, and we just completed our Brunan's Hurricane, and no one else really has that much gold. The next most gold in the game is Renekton at 6.5k gold. So here for some reason Lux is chasing all the way in. She ults, which actually roots herself. I'm just going to quickly auto attack her down, pop the E, get a free kill there, dodge the Senna ulti, and then we're going to run straight back to top, because we don't want to have a situation where Vayne just gets a free tower and they get an objective bounty. So I'm coming in from behind. It's basically a free kill again. So we slow the Vayne, we pop the ulti, we burst her down. We don't pop the E yet, so we let Nami heal us, and then we pop the E, which is gonna give Nami an extra assist. Since she already made her way all the way over here. You can do things like that to increase the efficiency of your team's goal, because if you guys didn't know, if you kill someone, you do get a certain amount of gold, but if someone assists you, they get gold as well. So technically speaking, by letting your teammate assist you, your team is getting more gold overall, because you don't really lose any gold when someone assists you. It's just that your team actually gains gold. So here Nami kind of gets caught out. I try to help her out, but I end up getting caught out instead. I get hit by the Lux Binding, and I get ulted, and I end up getting shut down. However, Darius here does get the ulti reset. Vayne for some reason comes in and dies as well, and Darius picks up a quick triple kill. So overall, it's still quite a winning situation for my team. The only kind of sad part is that I did lose my shutdown, so that's not really the best situation, but it's it is what it is. So now we are fully going for the AP. I believe with the Hextech Alternator and an Amp Tome, I believe that our items will now be giving us AP instead of AD already. I believe that that's enough AP to exceed the 35 AD we got from the boot. So now AP Twitch is coming online. Obviously, this is kind of the reason why I named it the Hybrid AP build, because it starts off as AD, but then it kind of goes into AP. So now here we are getting off a really good flank. Here we're just blasting, free hitting on people. Just look at the damage onto everybody. Now somehow I end up only killing one person. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I end up now getting a second kill, but honestly, when I saw this flank before I even killed anybody, I thought this was like a pentakill. So I was just going in, blasting, popping the E, huge damage. But somehow only one person died, and like I think one person was left at 1 HP, and the others were like half HP or so, and like you know, people just didn't die fast enough. So yeah. Anyways. Not too important there. We still get 2 kills, and our team cleans up the rest. Clean ace on for my team. Dragon is now up. Obviously, as the team that's ahead, you know, going for Dragon is obviously the play you want to go for. While waiting for my team to make their way over, I'm just quickly going to clear the skull, and I see a problem, which is this huge top wave. Thankfully, we have Runan's Hurricane, which is going to allow us to clear the wave really quickly. So we grab this wave, and now we're going to try to go for the dragon. The enemy team is all in the mid lane. They're trying to enter into the dragon area. We're trying to do the dragon as quickly as possible. We secure the dragon, and now we're going to just start blasting the Renekton as well as the Aatrox. We managed to take down the Aatrox. Renekton is on the run together with the Senna, and we're trying to see if we can you know, reach over there. My team is hard chasing into the enemy team. We do have to be really cautious though of things like the Lux Root, things like Vayne condemning us into a wall. We want to be very cautious of things like that. So here, again, being cautious of the Lux Root here and any other kind of CC. Very easy for Twitch to get caught out, which is one of the main reasons why playing with enchanters are a lot better, because if you kind of get caught out, they can try to come and save you and things like that, especially champions like Lulu, for example. So, you know, nothing too much is going on, so I'm just going to get some quick farm from the jungle. We see kind of a possible fight happening at the enemy jungle, so we are going into the stealth, and we are kind of seeing if we can do anything about it. We run into the Lux E, which we didn't know was there, but I thought it had expired. Now we're popping the ghost, we're going in, popping the ulti, max range, just blasting people down. We get the reset, and we're going to kite out the Aatrox. Aatrox does go down from the kiting. And we are able to pick up multiple kills. Only the Lux is actually left alive. And here we're just going to go ahead and grab this tower. Pretty free at this point. Even if like Lux ults the wave, I believe we still get this tower at the minimum. So now we've gotten the tower. We want to get in some counter jungling, obviously, to deny the enemy team farm, as well as, of course, just increase our own farm as well. And then we can, of course, grab a reset. Talon's getting the top lane tower as well. So both side lanes, only inhibitors left. And here we get starting to get our death cap components. I've actually gone for a stasis because I think in this case, you know, getting some safety tools really important. The main reason for the stasis is, but honestly, because I'm scared to that I get caught by a Lux Root, which is the main way I really die here. Because Aatrox and Renekton are generally kiteable, so the main way I die, I think, is if I get hit by a Lux Root or a Senna Root. So with the stasis, I can kind of try to pop the stasis before the roots actually pop, or rather, for Lux's, before she ults me, I can pop the stasis. So this should give me a lot of extra safety so that I don't die. So here my team is going for a sneaky Baron. Talon's obviously pushing the top wave. So you know, the enemy team sees him top, so they're actually rotating to top, and in the meanwhile we're just sneaking this Baron. The enemy team have no idea it's happening. Talon does die though. We are able to pick up the Baron, which overall trading Talon for Dragon is a trade I'll take any day, or for Baron rather, is something I'll take any day of the week. Now a fight is full on breaking out. Malphite is kind of getting caught. We're trying to see if we can help him out. Now the enemy team surely knows that we're coming at this point, so they are kind of backing off. Now Lux tries to roughly guess where I am, so here Nami Wave goes in. I'm going in with the ulti. We kill the Lux, we kill the Renekton. And Aatrox coming in from behind realizes that he's walking the wrong way. We get pulled back, but actually doesn't matter. We pick up the triple kill over here. We have the Baron buff, so we're going to quickly just grab this top tower. No one is really helping me with the top tower. They're all going for mid tower, which is the least valuable inhibitor. But regardless, we are going to grab this top tower. And Vayne is now realizing she's at the wrong spot. So she does get off a very good condemn onto me into the into the wall. Now here, honestly, we could have ended the game if I didn't have my poison on people. The fact that my poison keeps going on people means I keep taking tower shots. You can see I'm basically just solo getting killed by the tower, so that's not really the best look. I could have ended the game here if I wasn't like you know, dumb and applying my poison to the enemies. I could have just attacked the Nexus and we could have just ended here, so that's kind of my mistake. Of course, in this game, it's still kind of fine. We're still 14-1 and 10, so we're probably still going to carry and win the game. But in some games, if you miss out on the opportunity to end the game, you actually end up losing the game, and that kind of just hurts, especially when you knew the game was in your hands and you kind of, you know, messed it up yourself. So that's kind of one of the situations that could have happened here if we ended up losing this game. But of course, we do end up getting the dub just in a little bit. So here the last dragon is up. This is of course going to be the soul for us. But honestly, it doesn't really even matter all that much at this point. I popped the ulti, Aatrox dies within 3 auto attacks, and that is their jungler gone. So this should be a free dragon most likely. Unless like a Lux ult or something steals it. Senna tries to ult the dragon, but Senna ult, in case you guys did not know, does not do damage against jungle monsters. So Senna ult cannot possibly steal a dragon. So this guy, I don't know if he's doing it for vision or he was doing it for the steal. If he's doing it for the steal, then you know, it doesn't actually work. I didn't actually know that. You know, initially when I started playing Senna as well, I actually ulted dragon a couple of times, and after a while I realized it doesn't actually do damage to objectives. And some people who are Senna mains, they still don't even know that, which I find it quite surprising. But anyways, now we got the ocean dragon, so you know, kind of semi-useful, I guess. And here I'm actually going to go for crown. So obviously we are already very fed. We're just gonna go for an extra level of safety. We could go for Liandry's. Like Liandry's is pretty good in this game, especially against champions like Renekton and even like Aatrox as well. But you know, honestly, we don't need any more damage. All we really need is to survive. So crown is going to serve our purpose a lot better. So here, 2 inhibs already down. Nexus has taken a beating. Talon decides to go in like 1v5. But however, he can't get the job done. Who can get the job done though? Twitch is now going in 1v5. That's me. I'm gonna flash past the Aatrox, go for the backline, go for the Senna. All of them basically go down. We get a Quadra, but Lux lives on 1 HP, so not quite a Penta. But it is going to be the game though, unless Lux does something stupid, which doesn't look like the case here. So we're just gonna quickly you know, focus the Nexus and etc. Yep, there we go. So there is the victory. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this new updated AP Twitch build. I'm gonna leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.